Welcome to Kaks Bar and Podcast, Canada's first podcast bar. What that means is you can come here for food, you can come here for drinks, you can also come here and record a podcast. Come on down, we're located in downtown Calgary, Alberta in the Beltline area. See you soon. And we're rolling. Another podcast. Fuck yeah.
Hey.
My favorites, comedians. I got two comedians here. Tehseer Hussain, starting to become a familiar face on the Kaks Bar and Podcast show. And he brought a special guest, Kevin Christopher, comedian, actor, I would say film writer.
Yeah.
Film producer.
Film producer,
Film
yes.
producer,
My latest title there. That's right.
That's
film
right.
producer.
Yep. He's from
and
Toronto.
Voice actor, too.
Voice
Done
actor.
some voice acting.
Yeah, I've done a little bit of research on Kevin. This is my first time meeting him, but he has extensive history in the arts field. Everyone's Instagram will be in the show notes. If everyone's enjoying this convo and they want to get to know Tehseer and Kevin more, it will be in the show notes. But today's just a hang because Kevin just did a headline Yuk Yuk's tonight. So Tehseer shot me a message, was just like, get this guy on the podcast. And I was just like, done, bing, like talking to comedians is like literally one of my favorite things to do. Like this is a treat. Yeah. Tons of shit was said before we started recording. We should just pick up right
I know.
there.
And then you start recording, we're like, yeah. Hello.
Yeah.
Hi.
Let's
You shut it off. We're just like, yeah, that was great. That was amazing. You didn't say anything during the podcast.
So Kevin, you don't believe in a moon landing, I think you said?
Yeah, I don't believe in the moon landing.
Like any of them?
Everyone's always like, oh, who was the first guy to land on the moon? Who was the guy with the camera? You got a picture of this guy making his first steps. Who's the guy with the camera? Well, he was the first guy on the moon. They're like, oh no, it was a camera mounted on the arm. Well, you had a GoPro back then? What the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
There's so many things that are just like,
Lance
that shit looks like tinfoil.
crazy, dude.
I was
Right?
all of them died, right? Like all the moon the people who went there, they all died.
Dude, you gotta check out my podcast with that guest I was telling you about, named Britt Jackson. Straight up, he's confidently convincing me that space is not real and the curvature, the Earth is a level plane, if you will. Yeah, I don't want to flash the other word because YouTube might pull it off or whatever. Okay. Yeah, and then no, but like he has his facts pretty convincing, and
really
it's leaving me to be sometimes like you guys all seen Truman Show, so I'm like
yo,
what if
I get feelings like
know,
that.
What if nothing is real, and like this whole thing is because like think about your life, like have any of us actually been in a plane or a jet? Like we're just relying on other people's info and their images and whatnot.
That's true.
But I don't know, could be real, could be a complete total fabrication. Like, that'd be mind blowing if all along it's like, whoa, like that's not real. Like,
okay, so you find out, then what?
Well,
you go to work tomorrow.
Actually,
really? Okay, well, I gotta go to work tomorrow.
actually, sir, that was part of one of the main points of the pod, because like
why does it matter? Bliss?
Yeah, but kind of. But he was pointing out more like, because long story short, he believes in cosmic good and battle of good and evil, basically, and he's saying like since the beginning of time, because he's also very religious, so he's like since the beginning of time when God sent Satan out of heaven or whatever, it was like Satan had this long-term game to continue evil on the planet, and like our souls have taken on human form to have a human experience. But he basically said like
our souls took on
human form to have a human experience.
So we were just souls before.
Apparently, we were pieces of God. His understandings.
Is he a Scientologist?
He's a Christian.
That's
yeah.
So what about Adam and Eve and all that stuff?
Yeah, he believes in all that. But he was basically explaining that why it matters if it turns out the space isn't real and like the Earth is a level. He was explaining like that's the most main manipulation tactic of evil, because if you basically, his analogy was like, if we're convinced, actually I think I came up with this analogy, but anyway, if like Tarzan was convinced he was an ape and he lived like an ape. Do you know what I mean? Until he interacted with humans.
Yeah.
So if we're convinced that we're actually not powerful spiritual beings, like we're manipulated to believe our surroundings are not what it even is, then we think limited.
I've heard that
it's
analogy
easier
before.
To be enslaved over time, because apparently we're actually so powerful that we probably can levitate and fly and shit if we actually tap into it. But we've since long lost all that inner.
You know what movie you're describing? You're describing Captain Marvel.
Oh, okay.
Because she got absorbed by all the whatever radiation or whatever, and then she became part of the Kree. And then they were like, "Oh, you're not powerful. You're not powerful. Don't use those powers." And she goes, "Okay, fine. I'm a Kree." And then after a while, she's just like, "I'm not a Kree. I'm a powerful being." And she started beating up everybody
Kind
and
of,
stuff
man.
like that.
I mean,
yeah.
You know what?
It's like that whole thing about, you see those fucking docile tigers in Thailand. They got tied up by the chain and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They don't even decide to move anywhere. If they wanted to just walk away, they could just walk away.
Yeah.
Because they convince themselves they're not even powerful.
100%. I
that's
think what
true.
you were saying
Mhm.
earlier about Earth and like us being subjected to like, oh, we're not all power. I think flat Earth. One of the biggest theories that they have
Level Earth
is that is that the Earth is the center of the universe.
yes,
Right.
Yeah.
So when you get that belonging, that means your life has matter. Like, like there is an existence, there's a purpose to your life.
Yeah.
But if they can convince you that you're just a speck in the fucking dust of this infinity, then it's just like, who gives a fuck? Live your life. No, drink beer, man. Fuck off. Doesn't
Kind
matter.
of, yeah.
Right? You don't matter.
If you feel
don't matter.
inferior, then you're just
Yeah.
gonna seek like vices to make yourself like feel good. Sorry, I'm
Yeah.
stretching my knee out. Yeah, but anyway, that's his theory. It's not a theory to him. It's a conviction, and like he's kind of been steadily like on my case about all this stuff. Which again, I'm open minded because all I know is what I don't know. I don't know, and the more I know stuff, I realize I know nothing. So I mean, I'm open minded.
Yeah, you really can't argue with him because you haven't been there. You haven't been left and gone. And you didn't sometimes I get weirded out. Like you're saying, like you don't know if what's real or what's not.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm like, okay, Truman Show. Am I in Calgary or did I just get on a plane and then they just made the plane feel like as if it was flying
like a plane
somewhere?
just threw
And
around
I'm
in
still in
circles.
Toronto right now. Yeah, and I'm
maybe.
you know what I mean? Like
Maybe countries don't even exist.
countries don't even
We're actually
exist.
all condensed.
Yeah.
Like, but I don't know. But then, like, I have friends that are pilots. Like they do explain. No, we're definitely flying places. But again, they're just navigating based on their, like their compasses and whatever.
Yeah,
like,
you got in the plane too, and
like they see a sky. I don't know. Like you, like Tehseer, like Bryce Mitchell, for instance, is a big time fucking level Earth guy, right? And I don't think he's dumb. Like he's fucking Bryce Mitchell. He's at least he's intelligent enough to fight MMA to the highest level. So like
he's not intelligent.
Who is he? Is he an MMA guy?
He's from Arkansas. He's
Okay.
like he talks like this, my name's Bryce Mitchell.
I think you're conflating intelligence with like belief. Right, he believes,
but he's not unintelligent. Okay, maybe it's too broad of a term because you have to be intelligent to fight like that.
No, intelligence
think of
is your
angles,
ability
timing.
to question things. That's what I find intelligent.
Okay,
If I'm able to question him, he's like, "That's what it is, brother. That's what it is." And I'm like fucking proud American, red, blue blood, all that shit.
Is fighting not muscle memory though?
Yeah, a lot of it. It's everything, man. It's like an ultimate chess match. You're relying on your muscle memory, your natural talents. You're relying on your motor skills. You're relying on but then you have a lot of psychological shit.
Because sometimes you get hit and you see them like out of it, but they're still doing defensive moves that work. They're still reaching. Like whenever you see them grab a ref and they're putting moves on the ref, and the ref is like, "Oh fuck, get my arm out! Try to put me in arm bar here."
Brendan Shaw, we got KO'd by.
The ref will just let it happen for a bit. Last time I got a hug.
Try to put the guy in a leg lock.
Fighting definitely has a lot of muscle memory, but
you're saying that it's like intelligence, like it's.
I think so, man. Like, just because someone can't talk right or read or write, like I mean, Floyd apparently was not good at reading.
Yeah, that's true.
But just because he can't articulate doesn't mean in the head he doesn't know what he's trying to do. He just doesn't have that piece down. He doesn't have that repertoire of words set up.
So guy's a high school dropout, but he's a whiz with taking apart cars and putting together cars.
There you go.
Like
so is he unintelligent? We have different lanes, right?
Sure.
But I don't know.
No, but like you're talking about, so in that field, like you mentioned, like the car thing, that's his field. Fighting is his field.
Yeah.
So it's like when it comes to just like philosophy and the idea of like aerodynamics and science and stuff like that, I understand they try to overcomplicate stuff. It is simpler than it seems, but it's still complicated.
Yeah,
right? And you're not gonna, because I can't stand Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's the most pretentious fucking people on the planet. But he makes great points.
We're recording this, right?
What is he gonna do? Fucking break into my house and tell me how terrible I am? And
it's funny how like there's people you dislike, but you don't even know really why, because there's other people that have the same attributes, but you like them. I don't know. Because for instance, I don't know, like I hate Jake Paul personally. Like I don't ever, I have to unfollow anything he does. Like, so it just makes me bummed out. But Conor McGregor was a troll too in a way. But I love Conor McGregor.
Man.
So
Conor McGregor is, you got a big poster of the guy over here.
Yeah.
But Jake Paul, how could you hate him though? He's a marketer.
I actually
He's
kind of don't want to
great
talk
at
about
marketing.
Yeah,
Really?
Yeah, like I know
Come on,
he's a
man.
marketing genius. Yeah. But fuck, every time I see his dumb little face or hear his freaking voice, I'm just like,
At least he's better than his
man.
brother, bro. His brother is the fucking worst. bro.
Yeah, they're both
Can't
pretty
stand-
fucking
I can't-
terrible.
yeah. Jake, at least you know.
I'm just gonna
at
say
least
this
he's
here:
fighting.
Jake Paul's gonna win. Mike Tyson's gonna throw the fight. Place your bets on Jake.
Yeah. Man,
You know,
but Tehseer,
because everyone's gonna assume that Mike Tyson's gonna win. I really do hope Mike knocks him out the fuck.
I
out.
hope Mike knocks him out
And
too, but
bites his ear.
Mike's gonna be like 60, man.
I know.
60, like really just.
80 is just a number.
That's a senior citizen.
Yeah.
I
That's
find,
actually a
it
senior
highly, I find it
citizen.
highly offensive that you even think it's Jake Paul. Who's Jake Paul?
No,
What is
no,
the Paul
yeah.
anyway?
He's not worthy of a conversation like that.
Man, yeah.
I met Chuck Liddell one time. That guy's he's my
Like at a
favorite.
bar?
He's my
Loves
favorite.
Chuck.
Yeah.
Do you really?
I
Yeah.
love Chuck. Yeah,
I met him
yeah,
one
yeah.
time. I met him one time, and the party I was at, they were like, "Don't take any pictures at this party," and I was like, "Okay, cool." But towards the end, everybody was taking pictures, so I was like, "Fuck that!" So I'm like taking pictures with him. He's a talker, man. Oh my gosh, his wife was like, "Come on, let's go," and he's like, "Hold on," and just an hour in, and he's just like so
Well,
animated.
he
and
might
stuff.
have been snorting a lot of coke.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah,
just
well,
could
Did
shut
you
up at that
understand
point.
any word he said?
No, well, it did go on a rant. It did go on a tangent. I just love fuck me. I don't know what it is. It's just his back fist. That back fist where that spinning back fist.
Yeah.
You fall in love with that, man. You're like, holy cow.
Oh yeah,
man.
no, the
Who
Iceman.
does that?
Iceman's
Yeah.
amazing. What was I gonna say about Chuck real quick? I don't know. But carry on. Yeah, no, I'm a Chuck Liddell guy for sure. I mean, he was just so OG. He was just such a that was a true fighter. And then,
Yeah.
And then just the stories about him like beating up Navy SEAls and stuff, where I'm like, holy fuck. Yeah,
That's
like,
that's
there was it was told in the Jocko podcast because like Jocko was saying back in the day, there was a bunch of guys that this was in the 90s or whatever, and they always frequent one bar in St. Louis Obispo and like where Chuck Liddell is, and they're saying like they went to his bar one night and like they got fucked up by the bouncer,
Mhm.
like these Navy SEAls, and then they came back and like Jocko was literally like, what happened to you guys? And they're like, dude, we all got fucked up by this bouncer. And then he's like, what? Like we're Navy SEAls, man. We're
Yeah.
supposed to be like creme of the creme, like
Oh.
most trained. And then turns out it was Chuck Liddell. Like Chuck got
basically that movie that
Roadhouse.
yeah, Roadhouse.
That's
yeah,
fucking
yeah.
hilarious.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. They all and then apparently apparently Chuck just like dummied like 5 Navy SEAls in one night and didn't even think
He's
anything of it. Like,
he's amazing, man.
he's a walking true legend. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
Cocaine's a
100%.
hell of a drug.
yeah.
Did he break his leg or something?
Chuck didn't. No, Conor McGregor,
Conor McGregor
fucking Anderson Silva, and Chris Weidman
Everybody's
all
breaking,
broke their leg.
big guys.
Corey Hill broke his leg too, and then he died.
Oh, wow.
Unrelated. Do you know Corey Hill died?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
fucked
that was-
up.
How?
Yeah.
How?
I don't know how he died, but
Yeah.
I think it was some like just natural causes. He just
Mm.
didn't wake up one day, which is very sad because he was
Mm.
only like 30 something.
Oh wow.
Yeah, who knows? I don't know, man.
We were talking about that earlier about like I feel like we're all living longer, man. Like with medications getting better, and we're probably gonna live till 120. That's probably gonna be our.
Do you want to though?
Why not?
Well, okay.
You don't want to?
There's so many
You
variables.
said you want to die at 60. I feel like
I
that's the
said
way.
60. I'm gonna start fucking doing everything.
That's what you're gonna start doing. Shit,
that's where
skydiving.
I just go.
I guess it
Walking up the
depends on
highway.
I guess it depends on my condition. Because like if I'm like Sylvester Stallone, then yeah, I'll keep going until the wheels
You
fall
see a
off,
bunch
but-
of like 80-year-old guys who are like jacked, like showing
Oh,
their
yeah.
abs and
Yeah,
stuff, like doing like these chin ups and shit like that. You know what I mean? Like,
but you have to live that lifestyle too, because
True,
like
that's
it's
true.
like the more healthy someone is, I hate to say it, they're kind of more boring. Like it's because like like I think so, man. Like
I get you. I get what
yeah,
you're saying. I get
like-
what you're saying.
like Rogan, for instance, he's actually very health conscious, but the reason why he's not boring is because he still has a very active routine where he's like he's doing MMA, then he's
Mhm,
doing this, he's
mhm.
doing that. Like, but like someone who's actually super healthy means like they're in bed for
Yeah.
9 to 10 hours every day. Like you know exactly where they'll be.
Yeah,
They're eating
yeah,
their
yeah,
meals.
yeah.
Like
yeah,
the health,
that's true.
and
That's
like
true.
it's like, hey, like what did you do? Like I don't know. They sat there and learned. Okay, but again, when you learn about when you read and shit, it's like you're reading about someone else's life. Like where are your adventures anymore?
Sometimes you
know?
need that though, man. I'm telling you, if you take like what you described right there, aside from the 10 hours of sleep, let's make it 8.
Yeah.
But if you know what you're gonna eat, you know
Yeah.
exactly what the fuck you can do. In 1 year, you can accomplish so much, man. If you just routine base it, bop, 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 bop.
Yeah.
And it might be boring, but it'll set you so far ahead. You know.
It is true. It is true. But I feel like I don't know. I have a different approach where I'm just kind of like, because my world is just so all over the place.
Yeah.
Like I'm bartending one day, podcasting here, working out, blah, blah, blah. The only thing I tell myself is this: get to the gym 7 hours a week, however you get that set up. Whether it's 1 hour day every day, that is your actual anchor. But let
Mhm.
the rest just be chaos.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
you want to sleep
yeah,
3, you
yeah.
want to sleep 10. Like just and one thing I like that our boy Andrew Tate once actually said was
Our boy.
yeah
Why did you say that? You met him?
no but but
You read his Bible.
my
You guys
girl
pray to him every day.
my girl hates Andrew Tate. Like that name can't even be brought up in the house. But like, you know, he still pops in my feed. But he did explain something one time that really resonated with me. He was like, "Fuck how you feel," you know, because like reality is how you feel is going to like literally fluctuate 24/7. Like you actually might feel depressed today. You might feel good. You might feel existential one day. He's like, just take your conscious mind, focus on what you have to do, and that's it. Like, and just choose to feel good from there. Now, is my artificial?
Wasn't I talking with you about that? What, were we all talking about it?
Yeah. It's manifesting. And then the lucky days where you naturally do feel good, and you're also consciously forcing yourself to feel good, then you feel great, you know.
Right.
But because because the reality is life is like, it is fickle. Like you might feel good consistently all the time, but all of a sudden you feel low because you got used to something and kind of got boring. Now you feel low, you know. So it's just like, fuck how you feel. Like just do, and let things catch up, and like and do as in choose super goals, right? Like,
okay, so Richard Branson.
Yeah.
This guy is all over the place. He's skydiving. He's a billionaire. He's skydiving. He's like painting planes with different things and stuff like that. Like he's trying to live it up, like do as much things as possible. So he's trying not.
He's
to
always
be
smiling.
boring.
He's always smiling too. Don't you notice?
That's true.
He's always smiling.
That is true.
So that means he's manipulating his emotions. Like
right.
You know,
but he's trying
smiling.
not to be boring though. He's like, you know what I mean? Like he's exceeding in the financial area.
Yeah.
Right. But he's trying not. Like I'm pretty sure he's like he's cut and dry. Like he like probably goes to bed early. He probably does all that type of stuff.
You don't know that. You know, maybe he's a billionaire. Maybe he has all the best medication where, you know, he's just like, I'll just stay up for 3 days straight and then melatonin for 6 hours and go in a hyperbolic chamber.
That guy's a virgin.
Yeah.
Have you done ayahuasca?
Virgin. I've done the super dose of mushrooms a couple of times. The hero dose, which is very similar. Which is actually very similar, apparently. I have a buddy who's balls deep into that shit, and he introduced me to that. And he did ayahuasca. Like he flew to Peru multiple times.
Yeah, you can't do it here, huh?
No.
I don't know. I bet what you can.
Everybody I know says that you can't do it. You have to go there.
Well, you can get the plant, but it has to be mailed to you, and then you have to grow it.
Shit, bro. It's fucking like add 50 steps.
I know a guy who stopped doing comedy to do that stuff. Like he's done it like 12 times, and he's just all about meditation now.
He stopped comedy.
Yeah, he had a TV show, everything, man. Stopped doing comedy.
Fuck, he
was big. He won a Juno Award. He's big, man. This guy was like one of my mentors, and he just said, you know what? I'm gonna get spiritual now, and he just went spiritual. What up, Mr. Mo?
What happened with that? Just
with his career?
No, yeah, because like he was doing something. He just like, okay,
it just just went a different direction. There's a lot of people who don't keep doing, like, look at Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey just wants to paint paintings now. You know what I mean? Like
that's what
he's
I'm
like
saying,
hyper successful. I'm talking about. Like,
I know, but at a certain point, you go, okay, I've done pretty much what I need to do.
That's what Buddhists think, right? They believe that the entire human experience, and this is what my buddy ended up doing too, because my buddy used to be the solar opposite. He was like a super jacked, like a blonde hair, blue eye guy, always chasing money and chicks, like material things, and then like, and buddy of mine was also like drug dealing and like, you know, just making money at a young age and like living fly, and then he just kept explaining to me over and over, even at a young age, we're the same age, but he was like literally mentally fucking an old man already, but he was like, I always feel empty. Like no matter what I do, I feel empty. And then finally, well, he also has a bunch of trauma too and stuff, but finally, like he did the opposite. Like,
is he married?
No, I don't know. I lost touch with him after COVID, but this guy was my best friend. But he's like, he literally shrank down to super skinny, started shaving his head, gave away all of his material possessions, stopped chasing money.
Shut up.
No, I'm being serious. Went to Peru and did ayahuasca over and over, and then literally just does like things he feels like is good for humanity. As in, he literally is a Uber driver and a skip dish driver, and he's like, because I'm of service now, and like. And he literally like took out all of his.
And you call him your best friend, bro? I feel like at some point you should have said, bro. Bro, I gotta stop you, bro.
Are you gonna say something like he started some amazing charity?
Man. No, he went crazy, bro. Like what the fuck?
I don't think he did. I don't think
I was just talking about earlier about Drake's friends not being afraid to say something to him. You know what I mean? Like you see this guy.
I did say stuff to him. Like,
but were you afraid to? Were you like?
No. I don't like. I was one like, man, I don't agree with that or whatever, and like, but he was just like, hey man, like, look, do me a favor. He's like, here's 7 grams of mushrooms. He's like, I grew it myself, and then he's just like, take it, and when you take it, like, take it properly, you know, don't fuck around, like, go to your condo, just be by yourself, and take it. And I took it, and I remember I was high for 17 hours, like, because I remember looking at the clock, it was like 11 p.m. and it went, and like, I finally fully came down like 11 a.m.
What'd you do, bro? Like what?
7 grams of mushrooms.
What'd you do while you were high?
Oh man, it was fucking nuts. Like, it actually changed.
Were you afraid of like I would chain myself to like a some furniture.
There was some
Because what if you went outside and
I did. I live in a 9th floor of a condo building. So no, there was a period where I was like,
jump off the fucking balcony.
Dude, there was some scary moments, but it wasn't done out of a suicide thing. It was more like I was just like I literally merged with the universe. That's all I can say. I merged with the universe. I literally knew what it was like to be everything. That's the only way I can explain it. I had no more ego. Like I had no sense of individualism. I was just everything. I was this. I was you. I was a woman. I was my cat. I remember talking to my cat and my cat talking to me. Like I literally picked up my cat and was just like, we're like communicating like,
you're high.
You're high.
Yeah. It's like that 90s commercial.
Yeah. You know, but like, I mean, I did think about if someone filmed me, I look ridiculous.
Cat's like,
say no to drugs. We are one.
I am you. We are one. Lift that tail up. Get some pussy tonight.
Yeah. Just blowing my cat's tail.
CCTV, dog.
Yeah.
The cat doesn't talk to me.
The cat stays in the corners. Trying to throw away the mushrooms.
With your guys' perspective now, it does sound highly ridiculous what I did,
His neighbor's like this. What the fuck is this guy doing?
I'm
like, close the blinds, man. What are you doing right now?
I'm like in a position with a cat like this for like many hours. It was.
The cat's writing help. Anything help? Please call the cops. Call the cops.
One of the fucking flares.
Flare.
Oh my god. Oh man. Yeah, it was very weird. And
come to find out, he doesn't even have a cat. Like,
maybe.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
That's the cat.
His fucking Roomba.
So anyway, so I went crazy, and
You only do it once?
I did it twice.
Okay.
So the second one was more fucked up because I don't know, I was going through some shit, so I mixed it with like a weed brownie and a little bit of other stuff. Anyway, like
those weed brownies are crazy.
Oh, that one was weird.
I took a weed gummy.
Yeah.
Fucked me up, man. I took myself to the hospital.
Yeah.
Shit, no way.
I never did that. Anyway, Kevin, all I can tell you is that
I started tripping. I took this weed gummy, and then like my boy goes, "Don't eat the whole thing," and I was like, "What the fuck?"
After it's digested.
Yeah, he was opening a weed store, so they gave him a bunch of samples and stuff like that, and then he goes, "Come over and try these weed gummies and stuff like that." And I'm like, "Okay, why don't you do it?" He goes, "I don't do drugs." And I'm like, oh, okay, all right. So I take the weed, goes, "Don't eat the whole thing," and then I was like, "Fuck it, I'm going home," because I didn't want to be high at his house.
Yeah,
Because fuck, I don't trust this guy, man. He's got to do videotaping me. Yeah, keep looking the ground. Keep looking the ground. Yeah,
brings his cat in.
Yeah. It's always a cat when you're high, right?
Yeah.
Cat's just gonna draw to that shit. No, but I took myself home and like I'm watching TV, and the first commercial I started going like that, started twitching. I was like, okay, feels a little bit weird. By the third commercial, I was going like this. I was like, oh fuck, something's wrong, right? And I was like, Leonardo DiCaprio in that movie where he like drove himself to the hospital.
Wall Street.
Oh, yeah.
Wall Street,
I don't think it was weed I took.
Yeah, it must have been something else.
I think it was something else, bro, because I was gone. I was out of it. Took myself to the hospital. Left my car in the emergency thing.
You were able to like walk and drive to the hospital?
I drove really slow. Like it was like 3 a.m.
Yeah.
I'm pretty close to the hospital, so I just drove kind of slow. I was like,
this story is alleged, by the way.
Yeah, alleged. Yeah. No. You're right.
Yeah.
So I'll tell you something else. I don't give a fuck. Whatever, man. This is old.
Uber driver took
But what happened was, I went in and they go, "Sir, you had epilepsy." I go, "What the fuck
You
are you
had an
talking
epileptic
about?"
seizure.
Yeah, I'm like, "I'm not epileptic, man. I took a weed gummy. What are you talking about?" They go, "No, you're epileptic. We have to suspend your driver's license." I was like, "Nah, man. Fuck that shit, man."
But you were still high talking to these guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, that's just one of the ridiculous.
Oh no, that's in the morning.
So
This is in the morning.
Oh, okay.
I passed out on the gurney. They cut my shirt open and shit like that. They're like, sir, are you still with us?" I was like, "Ah," and I just passed out on the gurney and shit. I don't know what they did. They poked my fucking wrist or whatever, my arm, and then I just passed out. And then in the morning,
Pulp Fiction deal.
You got to go back to your grade 1 teaching. So you're not supposed to take drugs from a stranger. Or whatever.
Yeah, well, I live and you learn, right?
So like, what happened with that? So do you have epilepsy?
I claim it now. Fuck, I can get like fucking, I don't know, get
Beep,
things.
beep, beep.
I'm like, hey, I have epilepsy. No, I don't have
Did they actually
epilepsy.
take your license and stuff still?
Yeah, they suspended
Still
it.
going?
No. I had to go and get all the MRI scans, and they put the stuff on my head. I went in the tube and stuff like that, and they gave it back to me after that. They said, "Oh, normal."
Okay.
So I don't have epilepsy, but for a while I was like, "Yo, I have epilepsy. I can't come to work today."
That's fucking
Yeah.
terrifying, man. I was with a buddy once, and like it was like one of my crews at the time when I was in sales. there's always been this one spot where everybody just blazes and stuff. And one of my buddies had some new oil. It was called Phoenix Tears, and it was just like the most like condensed, like high THC. And I took like a little bit, just a little bit. And we were sitting in the car, we were ciphering for a bit. I got home and I forgot I had taken it. And then like when I took it,
What
and then,
the fuck? What's
so,
up? How you girls doing, man? Not damn.
So I
bring
took
them
it,
in here.
Oh yeah.
I told
Okay.
come on, bro.
No, okay, no.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, yeah.
I've done
And
that
then I was
before. Right?
raping this girl and shit, right? Like, get them girls in here. No, I'm joking.
I had
Too many
taken
comedians nowadays doing rape jokes. I gotta just put that out there. Have you
It
noticed
is,
that?
man. I was leading into one. Bro.
Okay,
It's
go
crazy.
ahead. Go ahead.
I woke up and I saw this cat, and I'm like, "Here."
Oh god.
No, so I'd taken this thing, and I'd forgotten that I fucking took it. And it's like it's the same thing as an edible gummy, because like when you ingest it, it turns into a completely different drug. It becomes a crazy body high. And I'm in my basement and stuff, and I put on some. It's a video game called StarCraft, and I started playing.
Oh
it.
yeah, StarCraft. Okay.
And for a second, everything just starts becoming like HD and shit. I'm like, yo, this is fucking trippy. And then my fingers started moving slowly. And I was like, what the fuck? And I go like this, and I could still, and like my hands is moving like this. And I just, I was like, yo, I need to go to bed. And I'm walking by my bed, and my bathroom door's open, the fucking window's there, and I look in there, and my eyes are bloodshot.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck's going on? And that hit me. I was like, oh yeah, I took some oil like 3 hours ago. I go lay down and stuff, and I just put on a podcast. I was listening to a Rogan podcast back then. And I was just like going through this thing, and I like woke up in panic, and fucking Rogan was on like a rant saying, "It's the end of the world," and just I started freaking out. I started calling for my mom. My mom came. I'm like, I need water and all that. And she bought me some cold watermelon.
Wait, how did you call it for your mom?
I started like, "Ma, ah!"
Oh gosh! Oh my god, that's the worst, man.
No, I was freaking out, bro.
Mommy, were you dressed?
Yeah, I was dressed. No,
Okay.
I like that. Yeah, but yeah, and then I had cold watermelon when I was high as fuck, and that was the best shit I've ever had, bro.
You know
This
that?
sounds like that.
I don't know.
This sounds like that episode of
I
Family
think
Guy.
we're celebrities.
Oh, you guys kind of are. Yeah.
Huh?
I can't see who's behind me, but yeah,
A
no,
bunch of, like the fucking like, yeah.
yeah, but
College
there's
students.
an episode of Family Guy where Brian took a bunch of mushrooms because they were all stranded in the house
Mhm.
because there was like a bad weather out there, and then like it was the same thing. Like Brian's like started drinking water, and he's like, oh, like this is so good, but he ended up drinking like gallons and gallons of water, and his like
bro.
stomach was just
'Cause,
like,
like when you're like high,
yeah,
when you drink something cold or eat something cold, like a fruit, something, it's the greatest thing you'll ever have in your life, man.
Hmm.
Especially if you're like dehydrated, that fucking dry mouth.
yeah, it's like an instant.
I'm
relief.
sorry, man. I went on a fucking weird story.
I don't know. My
No,
story
that
was
a great story.
none of our stories weren't
Yeah,
weird.
yeah.
Let's be honest.
Yeah. It's,
You
it's
know, like-
stories about weird times in our lives.
yeah.
So Gav just fucking murdered at Yuk Yuk's. I just want to say that.
Oh,
First
yeah,
time
no.
I've seen him, bro.
Dude,
Thank
I can
man.
tell you.
appreciate
I
that.
can tell you murder, like just by.
Well, I mean,
just by, like,
I've
just-
been doing it a while, so I just,
Yeah.
you know, like, I gotta.
Yeah.
I know you were saying earlier that I gotta
Yeah.
just accept the fact that I did that.
Oh, hey man, yeah, you talking to the mono part of the mic. Yeah,
Oh.
have you been doing that? Because yeah, I've been picking
How
up.
does it sound?
Yeah, did you see the side that says mono?
Yeah.
just talking to that square.
Okay.
Yeah.
But am I
But,
still on camera?
Oh yeah, no, you're on camera. Yeah, I can
Okay.
see. Yeah, no, I just noticed for a second there. Yeah, I was fading.
Yeah, I was on this side a little bit.
Or move the mic around, and then you can just talk in it. Yeah, you
Yes,
lean.
yes.
If you're a right side leaner kind of guy, yeah, just you should talk in a mono. You know.
So what? Is there a nightclub next door or something? Or
This is kind of a nightclub.
oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, you know.
I've noticed something about Alberta. Nobody wears like winter coats here.
No, it's just not that cold all of a sudden.
Yeah,
Trust me,
today's
it was
today's
fucking
fucking
cold.
beautiful, dude.
You know,
Yeah.
there's no snow in Toronto. There's no snow in Toronto.
like right now. You mean?
There's barely been any. Like there was a little bit of snowfall, but it disappears the same day it comes.
Yeah.
Here, I've seen like there's still snow on the ground here and stuff.
You know,
like
see,
that.
like that's the thing with the whole global warming thing. Sometimes I'm like, okay, maybe we're just under like again, like the whatever the box, whatever.
Right,
Because
right.
the idea of the level Earth is that we're under actually like a big box, and like yeah, it's literally
what?
like
Of what?
Of I don't fucking know. Like
Ozone?
who knows? It's not. Apparently, it's a box, and apparently we shot a missile up there, and it hit the fucking roof of the box.
It's the firmament.
So where are the satellites?
That's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
maybe there's not real. Like maybe like you know I don't know. But again, like I mean,
They say you can get it like a certain amount into our atmosphere.
And then there's some kind of
And then-
Vanderbilt or whatever.
Yeah, well, the Van Halen Van
Something
Van
belt.
Halen.
Van Halen belt.
yeah.
Yeah.
Van Halen's-
Back down the
I was like,
The
ah,
Van
shit.
Allen belts. That's
Yeah.
what they're called.
Yeah.
But there's such like dense radiation that human
Right.
beings cannot
Cannot
go through.
pass through it. Yeah.
Yeah, who
That's
knows?
why-
I mean, I don't know, but like the thing about knowing about that is just it depresses me because like I don't know about you guys, but I'm actually a huge like Star Trek guy.
Why did I know you were gonna say that? Like I was about to say Star Trek for you right there. Are you really a Star Trek fan?
I love Star Trek. Like I love it. Like it's
Star Trek over Star Wars.
Star Trek, but I still love Star Wars.
Okay.
But like Star Trek, no,
Star Trek or Lord of the Rings?
Star Trek.
That's two
Star Trek for me.
things.
Anyway,
Lord of the Rings is goated, bro.
yeah. But well, you can't even compare it to. That's literally like comparing like pizza to sushi, man. You love
because
both, right?
pizza
one's
every
space
time, dude.
and then one's on
Who wants sushi?
Yeah, I love sushi. Eat that all day. Eat all the fish, aliens. But
how do you feel about STDs?
What do you mean? I don't like them.
No, man. Star Trek Discovery.
Oh,
What's wrong with this guy? I don't like them. No thanks, buddy. You keep that to yourself. I don't know what you. In fact, I'm going to sanitize that seat that you're sitting on right there.
I love burning.
I don't know what you.
I love when it burns. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Enough of it. I'm like, oh yeah. God, everything's harder. Like everything.
I know,
Literally,
right?
yeah. Fuck. Oh God.
That's what I look for in a girl.
Yeah. You're peeing,
Literally look for it in her
acidic-
like this.
You're peeing acidic pee into the cut at the tip of your dick. Like, oh yeah, there's no escaping this. Non-stop pain. Yeah. God, where's the next slut here? Let's get this guy.
Jesus,
Like, you don't know, man.
Please set him up, bro.
Yeah.
Set him up. I don't like them.
No, but Star Trek Discovery is one show I hate. I like.
Yeah,
Look, I don't love
yeah.
everything about all the Star Trek universe is vast, okay, but Star Trek Discovery is complete horseshit.
Horseshit. Stupidness.
yeah.
Right off the bat.
Dude,
Spock has a black sister.
named
That's
Michael
older than him?
Named
That's
Michael.
older than him? That's older than him?
It's the most woke show ever. Like they literally went down checklist. Like, okay, has to
What
be
are you
female.
talking about? Wait, he has an older sister.
Yeah,
See, yeah, no, you don't know. You don't know.
Okay,
but-
so short version is this: Star Trek Discovery was a canon show, so it's canon as part of the main storyline. Okay, not like the new Chris Pine stuff, which is an alternate universe, but the canon storyline, the main universe, the one with William Shatner's Captain Kirk. It's like fucking. Apparently, Spock had a older human
Black.
sister
Is she
that
hu-
is.
Oh, she's human
Yeah, she's
too?
adopted.
Oh.
So she's from a traumatic situation.
That's okay.
I forgot about
like,
that.
like Spock's human mom and Vulcan dad
I
like
thought she's
adopted
like a
her.
Vulcan.
No.
She's
None of it's okay because there's been 40 years of Star Trek,
Yeah.
and Spock never mentioned his older black
well,
sister.
they explain that in the show. They do explain that in the show, but like,
I know.
yeah,
He's legally
Is he
not
ashamed
allowed
of
to
her?
mention her.
yes, because it's part of that I think it's Section 33 or
Section
whatever.
33.
Oh,
That's the
okay.
secret.
Yeah,
That's the
yeah, yeah.
secret
Oh, that one
society.
person in the family we don't talk about.
That's some racism here, man. Oh, we don't talk about the black cat or whatever. Black
yeah.
sheep, the black sheep.
Yo, just here, all you gotta know is that show. They literally went to the wokest fucking producers and they went down a checklist. So like, okay, main character's a woman. Okay, we all agree. Okay, has to be minority color, specifically
gay?
black. She is bisexual
She probably-
too.
yeah.
She's bisexual.
Oh,
Boom. She has to have a
accurate.
male name, so her name's Michael Burnham.
I didn't
It's
know
like
that
she
part.
has to be
Yeah.
older and she has
Wiser
to be
and the best.
wiser, smarter, funnier, and then every other person, and every other dude's dumbed down around her. She
And
has to
every
save
time she
dudes.
talks, everybody gets up and claps.
Gets what? Gets clap?
It gets clapped.
Oh
Yeah.
But I still overlooked all that because I love Star Trek. But by the end of the first season, like the main storyline undid everything Star Trek ever did. Like apparently she is literally Jesus essentially.
Yeah.
She has this thing called the red suit, which allows her to like literally like bend space and time and travel. And like she basically has to travel 800 years into the future and undo some cosmic fucking catastrophe that literally if that she didn't do that, then that means none of Star Trek 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9 took place. And then like after all this chaos, it's like her, Spock, Captain Pike, and like other characters are like taken into a room by Section 33 to be like, all right, now that we know you're basically the superhero of the universe, like in the galaxy, we all owe all of our thanks to you. We'll never speak of this again.
Yeah.
And like no matter what, they never spoke of it. When we're talking about Spock, like he's a Vulcan, so another
Yeah.
Vulcan, you know, all these plot holes where like you know they mind fuck each other with the fate thing. Like even in that state, he didn't reveal that he had Michael Burnham as his sister. So I'm like plot hole.
Huge
And then
hole.
by then I
Huge
stopped
plot
watching
hole.
that.
Yeah,
I threw
yeah,
it
yeah.
mentally in the garbage, and then they made 4 more seasons of this shit. And like I don't know what happened.
But they went to like another dimension or something like that. Like
Dude,
they
they're-
took Deep Space Nine's thing where they went somewhere so far away that they're just in another universe.
that was
why they don't-
Voyager.
Voyager.
They went to
Voyager.
the
Yeah,
Gamma
sorry.
quadrant.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it's
yeah,
like
yeah.
so far out that it takes
Fucking nerd.
that takes
Yeah,
84
yeah.
Earth years traveling at warp 8, which was the highest warp to return back to Earth. That's how far out they were. But
Voyager was good. I like Voyager.
Oh,
Voyager
dude,
was
like
good.
I mean, like Captain, like I was like, I remember someone telling me like, "Oh, Shawn, you're sexist. You don't like STD or whatever." You know, and like
why don't you like STDs?
Yeah. But I was sitting there like, "Are you talking? Like, are you serious? Like, I love Captain Janeway. Like, I love Captain Janeway. I had a crush on Captain Janeway. You know what I mean? Like, as a
She's
kid.
so good that I even liked her when they put her in jail.
I actually don't remember that episode. Like, I haven't Trekkie, but I haven't
Orange
seen
is the
every-
New Black.
Oh, okay. I didn't see that show, but
You never seen Orange Is the New Black?
Yeah.
You never watched that?
no, I know what it is.
She's in jail. She's like one of the
she's in that
characters
show.
there.
Hey, fuck.
Yeah.
Yo, but it's a funny thing.
I was just making a joke there.
This is my last Star Trek rant about. But Janeway had this one episode where because like she couldn't get love from any guy because she's the captain. She's so alpha that like everyone's below
They
her.
did an episode of that?
Oh, she went to the holodeck and she's like she's
No.
she's just like, look, like none of my subordinates know about this. He's like, okay, computer, it's like program me 6'4"
Shut
guy,
the fuck
and then
up, man.
so it's like too tall. It's like, and she's like 6'1", like just slightly taller, and then he's like, okay, dark hair,
Yeah.
like literally like describes pinnacle of classic man masculine. It's like I want to be capable, calm, stoic,
And when you
and
just
so
grab
like
her by the neck, you're like, bitch. Oh,
Yeah.
you're gonna,
And into
you're gonna
BDSM.
sound my dom, and you're not like it. You're
yeah, and into BDSM. No,
Yeah.
like, and then like,
Andrew Tate shit comes in.
yeah. Oh fuck, man.
That's dope.
Shut
Yeah.
up. And
I
then-
wish I saw that
yeah,
episode.
when you look it up, it's on Netflix and shit.
What
And
an
then,
episode.
so she
man.
goes to this holodeck, starts falling in love with her creation.
Yeah.
But it's so funny that this masculine female is like still needs a more masculine male to fall in
that's
love and
so
feel
deep.
like a
That's
woman.
crazy.
You know, so that's when
That's
I saw that as
crazy.
a little kid, I realized
Fuck
I'm
it
like,
all.
yo, the
Fuck
main
all
the,
this shit, bro.
all you got to do to get a girlfriend is make sure the girl you're trying to hit on, you're more masculine than her. Like I just think
But
that
how
was
do
the
you
golden
do
rule.
that if like
Just
the girl
think-
makes more money? Like what the fuck? Money
Act
makes
more masculine, dude. Like just be like if
They
you
call
like,
the cops on you.
show no insecurity.
They
don't
call
be
the cops and you try to bully them. You just call the cops.
Just
on you.
confidently spend her money. Then if she makes more money, confidently,
Confidently
spend
spend her
it.
money.
Yeah, and don't feel bad about it because
Yeah.
like an insecure guy, but I can't. That's your no. It's like
You talking
Yeah.
about pimps?
yeah.
Pimps be like, bitch, give me a purse.
Yeah, dude. Well, that's kind of it, right?
Mm.
Like, and then, but be more masculine every way. Make sure you can always physically kick her ass, but don't. You know, like lift more shit around the house. You know,
there was the don't.
yeah, lift more shit around.
I was so
I
close.
was with you until that part, man.
Oh man, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. So that was it. So I learned
But
a lot
Star
from Star
Trek, I was actually on STD
Yeah. Oh, actually,
as a background actor.
what episode?
Like one of the first, like probably episode 3.
Okay.
And I was a part of an away team.
Yeah.
And I hope I don't get in trouble. Whatever. It's already out. Whatever.
Dude, this is the worst show ever. No one's
I know,
gonna watch
I
this.
know.
No,
So everybody in the away team gets killed except for me.
okay.
And I'm standing there with my gun. I'm like, and they said wrap. They cut. And I was like, nobody killed me yet, man. What the fuck?
Did you have words?
No, we're
Okay,
background.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just supposed to get shot, but nobody shot me, so I just kept standing there. And then Michael Burnham, she went and beat up everybody and escaped. And they're all like, "Okay, well, let's go get Michael." And I'm like, "I'm still alive here." I was like, in my mind, I'm like, "Yo, you guys can bring me back for another episode, man." I'm like that guy that stayed alive, but yeah, I was a little bit upset with that because I mean,
Did you notice how the storyline made no fucking sense as you
Yeah,
were like
yeah.
participating in the acting?
do you know why it made no sense?
Well, because of everything. Well, I can't go. But anyway, I'm just saying storyline made no sense.
Rabbit hole. Here, you ready for the rabbit hole?
Yeah.
The reason why it didn't make any sense is because of Janet Jackson.
Unpack this for me. Here, I'm
See,
not quite.
You know, that's how comedians set it up, where you're just like, what are you talking about? Okay, Janet Jackson.
So when someone was writing, Janet Jackson's whipped out her one titty, and the guy's like, "Oh," just like got
You're on
distracted,
point.
just wrote everything like bizarre.
You're on point.
And then like, "Oh,
So,
I'm under deadline." He publishes
Janet
it.
Jackson takes her titty out at the NFL game, whatever. And, Justin Timberlake says, I'm sorry. He apologizes. He gets to work all the media outlets and stuff like that. Janet Jackson, she has to, take the fall. Somebody has to be the fall guy. She doesn't apologize. She gets banned from all media, right? She gets banned from, I forget, whatever media is associated with that is associated with Star Trek. So this guy named Les Moonves, who's the CEO of that media company, right? And he's completely against her. She's banned from everything. So what happens is 10 years later, Les Moonves gets Me Too'd.
Okay, what did he do though to get me too? I'm always curious about what was the accusation?
They said that he was the king of lunch and a blowjob. So allegedly.
So
allegedly.
you need to blow him to have lunch.
Yeah, actors would come in and
After
they
lunch.
wanted to,
Okay.
get a role in some TV show.
And he probably said some shit like, "Hey, oh guys, sorry, breakfast was supposed to come, but the caterer was late, and then
Yeah,
gets everyone
yeah.
really hungry, and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
gets him in a trailer for lunch." He's like, "Oh, you want this tuna sandwich? You got."
And he's married to Connie Chung.
I don't know who that is. Should I know?
Yeah,
No.
she's a
Last
You
name
don't know Connie Chung? She's like the
TV
anchor,
host.
like the number one news anchor.
Oh,
Her and,
in the
Regis,
U.S.
you remember?
Yeah,
her and
so
Regis?
when
Oh,
she
yeah, okay,
disappeared,
yeah, I
he went
remember
and
her.
disappeared. Anyway,
Okay.
he's the one who put together the TV show Friends. He was a casting agent who just became the CEO of everything. So
Okay.
he put together Friends, and that's his genre. he didn't understand nothing about Star Trek.
Mm.
Like he didn't even give a fuck. He confused Star Trek and Star Wars all the time. He didn't give a fuck about Star Trek. So Star Trek actually went away for a bit after during the era of Friends, because Friends was bigger. So when he gets Me Too'd, he gets his minion.
And he's an old school get Me Too. This is 90s Me Too, it sounds like.
No. He got Me Too during the Me Too era.
Oh, okay,
like when Amber Rose was doing her thing.
Okay.
So this is all allegedly. I'm making this stuff up.
Yeah, okay. Of course.
Anyway, so what happens is when he gets Me Too, he's outed, right, as the CEO. So he gets his minion. I forget the guy's name, but he gives him an ironclad deal where he cannot get fired, he cannot do anything, and he gives him an ironclad deal to do Star Trek, the thing he didn't like.
How the fuck do you negotiate that? And like, what are the guys that keep the Star Trek thing in order? Like, why are they okaying this?
Well, so Star Trek is pretty much. So Les Moonves out. So he gives him an ironclad deal to do Star Trek. And guess what happens to the whole company? The whole company stock is going like this.
Okay.
He's sinking the whole company.
And he came up with
Star
Trek Discovery because he doesn't actually understand Star Trek, which makes total fucking sense.
They purposely fucked up Star Trek to sink the whole company.
Yeah, but
so now the company is being chopped up and sold for parts or whatever. Like Disney might buy a part of it.
Really?
They're selling it all.
I thought Star Trek was own exclusive to Paramount.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. They had Paramount Plus, and then they had something else, but it's like I forget who else owns it, but whoever it is, they're very much in debt right now. So basically, they tanked it. That's what happened.
Okay.
So,
well.
They purposely tanked Star Trek.
But Star Trek also has such a loyal fan base, and they have so much shows coming out. Like Captain Picard season 3, you shit me, that's some of the best TV ever. So that definitely revived it. And then Star Trek Lower Decks right now, this is a cartoon, like, but it's a really good one. That revived it.
You liked it? You like Lower Decks?
Oh yeah, dude. Do you see the one where they turn into real life?
I didn't watch any of them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Fuck, got me excited for a second.
No, I saw what they were doing with STD, and I was like, I'm not watching none of this stuff, man. And when I seen who's in charge of it, like the guy who's in charge of it.
STD was funny. I mean, Lower Decks does have the same female character, which again, nothing wrong with that. Like I'm just saying, like again,
there's nothing wrong with a female lead. I'm not against female leading stuff. I like female.
Well, it's just like I like that too. Hence, Captain Janeway, but like it has to make sense, and my imagination has to be able to picture it.
Yeah,
like I can't picture again Spock with a sister that's a human. That's black. That's older than him.
That was
that's
so
a male
bad.
name.
That was so bad, man.
Just, I'm just like, come on.
It was so bad
man.
that it was genius, almost.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like if you were looking to tank the company, that's the way to do it. You know what I mean? Like none of it made sense. The Trekkie fans are going to look at that and be like, "What? No."
Oh yeah,
you know what I
it
mean?
is
right
like that. But
bat.
how the fuck did they make it season 2, 3, and 4? That's why I don't understand. Like, who's watching this?
Because he had an ironclad deal for 5 years.
Okay, but like
he had to get the 5 years,
they
no matter what.
Just losing money like nonstop.
Oh yeah.
Like,
So Netflix purchased, like they thought it was going to be big, so Netflix gave them a deal for I don't know whatever, but they covered everything.
Man, I need a chalkboard to like connect all the dots again because like
it's
now
huge.
that
It's
like,
big,
as I
it's a big like
when I edit this, I'll reconnect because again now you're sitting there, I'm like Janet Jackson, fucking this other guy, and then like this is how it all came down.
I'm gonna send you some YouTube links so you can see like all these guys who break it down, like Nerd Erotic and all these other guys on YouTube and stuff like that. But they all break it down, and this guy's like, "What are you guys talking about?"
Yeah, but I'm also trying to like not be unhappy. So like maybe I should focus on any STD. So like but
have you had an STD?
Had a Star Trek Discovery. Okay, now we're talking about the actual STD.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Allegedly, yeah.
Okay, allegedly.
Yeah. But nothing that wasn't curable. So just the common whatever, like
common AIDS.
Common common AIDS.
If you don't get it, you're not living, man. You got to do something. You know what I mean?
I don't know, like everyone's had chlamydia.
The doctor put a Q-tip in your dick and shit. You got to get that.
Yeah, that was weird. Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah,
especially when it was like a male doctor. You know what I mean? Like it's just like fuck,
you got a female doctor.
The first time I did, and I was like, wow, this is wicked. She's kind of hot. And then like
were you hard? Were you getting hard and shit?
Like, I got a little chubby. Yeah,
bitch.
I got a little bit chubby. I remember she actually like was like, oh okay, Mr. Chan, like we'll just wait a second.
Really?
Oh yeah, and I was like, oh, and then like but then like the dude doctor was like like because it happened twice. Okay. That one was this older fucking guy who looked like fucking Doc from fucking Back to the Future, and I'm like,
your dick's like, don't touch me, don't touch me, don't touch me.
And I remember being all like happy.
It's the Libyans.
I was all happy, like circling my calendar. Oh, today's STD testing day. Like running down
where's,
there. Like like, hey, where's that chick that looks like Jessica Rabbit?
This guy's getting STDs on purpose. What I got.
Yeah. After that, I'm like, I don't want to do that again.
Yeah.
I just like fucking backed out after that. Like, yeah, I'm just not wearing what's that thing called?
Condoms?
Condom.
Nah.
Yeah. Yeah, start wearing that. Yeah.
I had one girl put on a condom with her mouth. I was like, holy fuck.
That takes some skill.
Yeah. I'm like, that's not the first time you did that.
No.
That was dope.
None of us should try to think about how to do that because that makes you gay. You know?
No, I'm not thinking about doing it. I'm just thinking about her doing it. Like,
Yeah, no,
she
but,
did it. Like,
yeah, but we all know it's
not that there's anything wrong with being gay. I'm not.
no, nothing wrong with that. But like, it's like, yeah, but it's like, but if you're taking time to picture actually how to do it, and then you start practicing, like just in a mirror, you're getting pretty gay. You know what I mean? Like,
just enjoy the fucking moment, yo.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
This guy's trying to figure out how did you do that?
That's gay, man.
You're gonna come soon. No. I'm focusing on this. What is that?
Actually, man, I did.
Brand of condom is that?
I did have like my buddies know about this story, but I did have this super experience once at the Spearmint Rhino, like years ago. You guys ever been
What is that?
Oh, it's like back then. I don't know if it's around now, but it was when I went to BJ Penn versus George St. Pierre 2 in Vegas. I literally had the same weekend as George St. Pierre. We were in the same place.
Have you met him, George St.
Oh
Pierre?
yeah, so I met him at Spearmint Rhino.
Oh, shit.
So I go to Spearmint Rhino like after he beats up BJ Penn the next night. And I go there and like George is just like there's a bunch of fighters like David Loazo was there. And you kind of look like David Loazo, by the way, actually. Anyway, yeah, David Loazo was there and
Get his credit cards.
Anyway, I just saw George in the corner, like allegedly, I guess, you know. But anyway, he was in the corner like talking to these husky black girls, right? Like they're like fat and he's just
the
like
best blowjob.
Oh, dude, like I saw George was like doing this. He's like flicking one of their tits and stuff. And
what?
Like, yeah, oh yeah, no, it was George St. Pierre, and like all I hear is George telling them like you like they're like, oh my god, George is my favorite fighter, and he's like, George is like, you ladies like you don't want that kind of violence in your life, like you shouldn't be watching fighting. And oh, I'm being serious. And then like and then his bouncer guy or whatever was just kind of like, hey man, like you're not part of this group, are you? Because I kind of look like a fighter too, whatever. And I did train too, but like not to that level. Yeah. And not kind of, I was training all the time actually. But anyway, I was like, oh yeah, you know what?
How close were you?
Huh? No, I touched George like on his shoulder.
That
like,
was the problem.
And no, but George didn't care. He's just, I'm like, Emma, hey George, how's it going? Congrats on your fight.
While he's trying to talk to girls?
No, this is before. And then he literally, you know, he's just like, oh, thank you. It's like I got somewhere to be, and he's like right there with the 3 husky black girls, like you know, like just like
everyone's got fetishes.
Oh yeah, like apparently that's his fetish. But anyway, so I ended up, I get split up from them and my friends, and then like all of a sudden there's this girl that comes up, like one of the like you know like girls working in Spearmint. She's just like yeah, do you want a lap dance? And I'm like, yeah, you know, like I'm down for a lap dance. So she goes down and like sits me down, like I'm shoulder to shoulder, 2 other dudes getting a lap dance, you know, and like and you know. So, but anyway, the girl's just like she gets down on her knees, and then she does this thing where she takes her fist and she like puts it over the tip of my pants. So my pants are on. She only moves her pinky around like this, and then she hums into her fist. Like she goes, and like I'm sitting there like
what didgeridoo?
What?
Like, you know the didgeridoo?
Oh, the move's called the didgeridoo.
No, it's a musical tool.
Sure, the didgeridoo.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Kind of like that. But you literally felt like I was getting my dick sucked through my pants, man.
She vibrated your dick?
Oh, yeah. And like I just like nutted everywhere into my pants and stuff.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Anyway, so her name was Bubbles. And like I remember like afterward.
From Calgary?
No, this is in Vegas.
You nutted?
Yeah. So I nutted in my pants or whatever. So anyway, the night gets more bizarre. Yeah. So Bubbles stops. She knows I nutted, and then she's just like, "Oh my god, like I'm gonna get in trouble." And I'm like, "What do you mean?" Like she's like, "You're not allowed to do that," or whatever. Allegedly,
she did it to you.
I know, but apparently I didn't know this. But at the time, the Spearmint Rhino, they had a policy where it's like you can't make the people nut, because if they nut, they're probably going to leave and not spend more money. So anyway, so then I remember like I get up, I untuck my shirt or whatever. I was like wearing all black dress shirt, apparently, and black dress pants. So my buddy comes back and I'm like, "We got to go right now, man." And he's like, "What happened to you?" I'm like like I kind of nutted in my pants or whatever. And then my buddy's just sitting there like, "You what?" Then he's like, "My God, that's not a reason to leave. I'm not leaving for that." So then,
all right.
But then
I gotta get mine.
I turn around and then I see like the 3 door guys like kicking Bubbles out, like literally. Yeah. So I guess one of the girls ratted her out, and then like one of the door guys finds me eventually, and they're like, "Hey, you can't be here anymore." And then I'm like, "Why?" And he's like, "We heard that you nutted in your pants or whatever." And I'm sitting there like, "Oh," man. But this guy's like a big dog, and I'm sitting there thinking like, yeah, like honestly, if I have to go, I got to go. But I'm kind of like ready to go again, if you know what I mean. So I'm ready to spend money. The guy's like, "Oh, really? Oh," like he's just like, "Oh, well then never mind." So I stayed for another 7 hours.
What about Bubbles?
No, she's gone. She got kicked out.
That sucks, man.
Yeah. So
but wait, was her face down in your lap though?
She was humming in the fist. Yeah, so kind of close. Yeah.
What were you like at a table with like?
I was in a booth with dudes like fucking shoulder to shoulder, and like
did it with everybody around? Weren't they like looking like, "Oh, he's getting his"?
They were a little bit distracted. Everyone's pretty distracted. I mean, like I caught the glance of my eye. I mean, it just looked like a cesspool of orgy shit going on because with clothes on. Of course I was drinking. I was fucking wasted.
Bro, she gave you a blowjob, man. There's no way she hummed you.
No. Trust me. I've been just like not overthinking how the condom without the mouth thing happens. Like I was kind of like thinking about
hummed you into it. That's crazy.
Hummed me into submission. Yes.
Imagine what she does with her pussy, man. That must be crazy, man.
Yes.
Your eyes roll in the back of your head.
Yeah. No, I remember for like
take half your shit.
Yeah, right.
For like a few years, man. Like I'd be, it'd be like a nice starry summer night in Calgary, and I'd be like, smoking a cigarette, like at my patio and just looking up, being like, Bubbles, like,
Bubbles.
where are you? Like,
Her name is
like,
Cat Bubbles.
Yeah, just like,
I've never been to Vegas. That's why it's on my bucket list to go out there, man. I've been to New York, Detroit, Boston, Florida, LA. I haven't been to Austin yet.
Vegas is.
You gotta hit up Austin, bro.
Yeah, that's where I'm going next. I'm going to Austin, Texas next.
That's where it's at.
I'm going to check it out.
You're going to the mothership? You're going to perform there? Fuck yeah, dude. Yeah.
You've heard of it?
Well, yeah, Joe Rogan.
Yeah. That's his. I wonder. I don't know if he actually performs though.
He
probably does, right?
He does. He talks about it all the time on his podcast. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He performs all the time. But Joe, from what I understand, because Joe's such a master at having such an awesome life, he cruises in, does his set, hangs out with who he wants to, maybe for half hour, but then he's out because he has shit to do. Like he goes back home at night to write his jokes. Like he's just a master of time management too. Like there's not a second that's wasted in his day. Like there's no extra bullshit. Like he just gets up, goes right to his...
but weren't you saying that lifestyle is boring?
No, but Joe does a bunch of shit. His
he has
variety.
so much stuff that he does.
Yeah, and he's probably so like everything's set up for him. He doesn't have to do laundry. Mm-hmm. He doesn't have to fucking like mow his lawn. He does that if he wants. Like,
is laundry bad? I don't know. Laundry
takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of fucking time.
Putting clothes in and just walk away.
No, but you have to go back and fold it, and then like.
So I was talking to somebody the other day, and they were like, "Are people dumber now than they were before?" And I was like, "Okay, we're talking about TikTok. It goes back to what you're talking about, but
about Bubbles."
No, just about being like doing laundry and stuff like that. Are people dumber now than they were before? And I was like, we're talking about girls. Are girls dumber now? And it's like, I was like, maybe they are dumber now, because if you take away all the stuff that we have, can a guy or a girl do laundry like in the water in the creek? Like, do you know how to like scrub your laundry, do all that? Do you know how to kill a deer and gut it and
sure
cook it?
I think our natural
you know how to
instincts,
build a house out of wood and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
I think our natural instincts would kick back in because our all of our DNA's been doing that like for fucking hundreds of thousands of
right.
Our lives have become so like fucking 80% of us die.
Yeah. Like I mean, we'd have a tough time figuring. We have a tough time figuring it out, but we figure it out. Well, I'm sure one guy.
Life is easier for us now because we have so many things that can take care of.
Like, I've heard that argument, but at the same time, like, but like, you take a caveman from back in the day and put him here. Like, does he know how to use TikTok? Could he even figure out how to use a phone? Yeah. No, he wouldn't need to in this era. He's
our fucking president.
What does he need to do TikTok for? He could live.
What was that Brendan Fraser movie? Was it Encino Man? So if Encino Man went down and he comes back, or no, it was Tarzan. It was Tarzan.
He has two. It's one was George of the Jungle.
George of the Jungle,
and the other was Encino Man. They're both similar premises.
But like if Encino Man or George of the Jungle came in, like. Mm-hmm. Like again, like it's like wow, that's great that you can fucking swing off of these buildings and shit. You have this amazing body from training, but like again,
can you pay your taxes?
Can you do a TikTok so to make actual marketing and market yourself and make money? You know what I mean? Like he'll eventually be dumbed down.
But what do you need the money for?
What would he need the money for?
Yeah,
so he doesn't have to keep stealing bananas at the grocery store. Should just pay for it properly.
But wait a minute, if you could kill animals. And you know how to cook it. And
but like we're in modern times here. He needs to go get a tag. He can't just. That's illegal.
So you mean like he needs to integrate into society?
Yeah, and then he would probably take a long time.
Because there's a lot of people who just fuck off.
What would happen to him then? Okay, he doesn't get the tag so that he can go and kill things.
I think
then they arrest him. They put him in jail and feed him anyway.
Yeah.
Now he's got everything taken care of for him.
Okay, this is actually what I think would happen. You see Ninja Turtles 3?
Vaguely.
Okay, but Ninja Turtles 3, the original Ninja Turtles 3, they went back in time.
The best ones.
Like they went back in time and they swapped bodies with four like Bushido samurais, right?
Okay.
Who all had that scepter or whatever. Anyway, the samurais came back to New York, modern times. The turtles went back in time, and like turns out the turtles were part of some fucking historical situation to rewrite history. But I remember the four samurai that came in, they morphed back into their lairs. So they're in the sewer now. They came in with all their armor and shit, and then Casey Jones comes out. Remember Casey Jones? The guy who walks around assaulting people with fucking sports equipment. You know what I mean? Like he's not a superhero. He's a man that walks around assaults people with fucking sports equipment.
Well, that's Batman too, actually.
Well, he uses not sports equipment.
Because he does it at night, it's okay.
Casey Jones has no job. Yeah. We don't know how any of
that's true.
Like
what's the category? What allows you to walk the streets at night beating up
And,
people.
like, and half
you
the
have to
time-
have a job.
half the time he doesn't even know who he's beating up is like
Yeah.
a valid situation. Like maybe the guy who's like he's beating up was actually just assaulting a guy that was assaulting him. I don't know.
Right.
Anyway, he's always probably like hitting the wrong guy up. But anyway, I remember like one thing I've noticed right away was these 4 Bushido warriors in Ninja Turtles 3. They spent lifetimes perfecting their Bushido way of life, right? We're talking about like just like sharpening a sword to perfection, like hours, hours
right.
like washing their hair, like getting the house ready, like like everything's perfect.
Yeah.
Now they spent one night in 1993 New York City,
Yeah.
and they lost all their discipline. Like instantly, they were eating pizza. They're like fucking drinking like Bud Lights. Like they're watching hockey and like laying around. They like even like the characters got fat over one night, like because of massive consumption. Like they didn't want to train anymore.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it's like they instantly.
So our
like,
life right now will make you lazy.
I think Georgia Jungle would mutate into a fat slob like within 48 hours. Yeah,
Because we're more disciplined.
Wow.
It's like it's almost like what you're describing right now is like kids in Russia grow up drinking vodka, but over here we start drinking vodka at like 18. You know what I mean? So when we start drinking vodka, we go crazy and get drunk and fall. You know what I mean? In college we do crazy stuff, but Russian kids at 18, they're just like, "What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
It's just vodka." Why
Kind of,
you know what I mean? Because they've been doing it their whole lives. So
There's
these guys
just a
come from
different
the
culture.
these guys come from the 1800s to now or whatever year they 1500s to now.
Yeah.
They're overdosing on the stuff that we have. You know what I mean? And,
yeah, man. And
but are we smarter now than those people back then?
too many variables?
I think we have more information, but
We have a lot of
smarter.
We might have more
History.
perspective, but actually, yeah, day to day. Like, again, what metric you're measuring this on? Like, if tomorrow we have to survive, and because like there's a fucking whatever bomb that disables all computers, then things get pretty squirrely
EMP.
pretty fast.
This all came from you saying that laundry is
Yeah.
No, I mean, it came from me
No,
saying
okay.
Time
time consuming.
Janet Jackson, bro.
shut the fuck up. It did not come from Janet Jackson.
Yeah.
No. It's like you said that laundry was time consuming. It was
Well,
just,
actually,
it
it came
is
from
very
that
time
condom
consuming.
story.
Actually,
I
every
feel like
chore is time
laundry is
consuming.
like the most easiest thing to do.
Yeah,
You just
dude,
put it in.
if I didn't have to do all my chores, like it would just be like we start to tick off the amount of minutes, everything compounds. Like I'd be like Joe Rogan because I would get up and go right to my fucking ice bath,
right.
into the gym, into my meal that's already made for me,
Right,
and then I
right,
start writing
right.
jokes, and I'd be able to listen to podcasts. Then I would go shoot some fucking bows, then hop on my jet and go whatever, fly to wherever. Like your days consumed with more shit to talk about and get more fucking level up, right?
I get you.
Yeah. But gentlemen, I have got to wind this down because I do
Yeah.
actually need to get some sleep because I have to open the bar tomorrow.
Okay. What time is it right now?
11:45. Yeah.
How long have you been here? How long was that?
I know. Like it felt like
Still over
less
an
an
hour.
hour. We did an hour.
Is that over an hour?
Maybe I'll know
Okay.
in 2 seconds.
All
Here.
right.
I don't have a young
Okay.
Jamie here. Okay,
How do you wrap it up?
Yeah, Kevin, Tehseer, all the information in the show notes.
Follow me on Instagram at OG Kevin Chris.
There you go. And then Tehseer is
Tehseer
Tehseer.
Hussain.
Yep, there you go. And
Sleeping.
and if this
Could you
so
tell?
you're primarily
The Star Wars shit fucking put me in Star Trek.
You know,
Anyway,
we
just
can
for
keep
fun.
going with the Star Trek thing.
Oh,
I can
yeah,
tell you
yeah,
even
yeah.
more, but
Yeah.
No, I was sinking into the couch for a second, man.
yeah.
I've been up since fucking 7 a.m.
Yeah,
dude.
no, the couch is
Crazy.
super comfortable.
Okay, thanks for
bye.
having us, bro.
Yeah, bye.
Yeah, thanks, man.